Hi everybody, this is a video that I'm going to be informing you on a piece that I made called the Django Jane. I'm currently going to show you all of the pieces that I use, all the art supplies. I used a palette knife, acrylic paint, gesso, and specific brushes, mostly big brushes and detail brushes, no particular brand. I usually get my stuff from AC Moore, but they just recently shut down, so I usually go to Michael's, but really anywhere will work. Um, so yeah, these are the things that I use. The inspiration for this piece is directly from Janelle Monáe's Django Jane. She has a music video with the same name, same title for the song as well. And it just really inspired me the way that she utilized lighting in that work. And it was also influenced by this picture that I found on Pinterest. So I kind of wanted to recreate it, but I used myself as a model. That was my sketch. You'll see it again later. But I wanted to start with a red background just because I really felt like this piece was red. As you saw in the beginning, there was a screen print of like the phases of the moon, which I just really love the moon. I have a deep connection with the moon. So I was hoping that with this piece, you'll be able to still see them through the work that I put on top. I do and I did end up using a black silhouette, so some of them got covered up, but if you look close enough, you can still see them in person. But I'll go into more detail with that in the video. You'll see what I'm talking about when I say see it through. This was my first time using an X-Acto knife, so I really just wanted to play. I didn't have any real structure. I used different shades of red. I used a monochromatic color scheme for the background because I wanted it to be interesting but not overwhelming. And I knew that I had this idea of there being an aura around the body. So I didn't want it to do too much before I even finished what all I was planning. I do end up painting the sides red for anyone who may be curious, but I just use these Artesia acrylic paints that I have access to. Got them for a present, you know. Super blessed, but yeah, I kind of just went based off of the color scheme that was already in the box. I usually don't move my paints around too much once I get them. So I used those two that I showed in the beginning, those sets that came in the box as they were. And I just kind of played around with the different reds. I can't remember all of them, but definitely just shades of red for anyone who may be looking to do something similar. I mean, you can always mix the colors yourself by just making a grayscale or adding black or adding white. Or if you really want to be interesting, you can add the complementary color to whatever your main color is. So I'm pretty sure some of these reds were probably made by adding some green, like probably not a lot, but if you really wanted it to be a very interesting looking red, you should definitely mix complementary colors. That's something that I often do when I'm making artwork in general. I really love complementary colors and the effect that they give. I don't know, it's like a subtle drawing to the work. Um, so I thought that would be very interesting. I sadly didn't do that. I didn't mix any of these paints myself, but in a lot of my work, I do mix paints by myself simply because it's just more exact that way. But I've been spoiled for a while now, so I've just been using these paints because they're just really nice, really good quality, a decent sheen, but not overwhelming. And yeah, that's really all I have to say about that. Going more so into the intention of the work, I am a black woman, pretty obvious, but maybe you were curious. And I feel like for this piece, I really wanted the intention to be about her hands and her hair. I feel like the image that I saw was a naked woman, but it was mostly her shadow or her silhouette, and then you could kind of see like the front of her and like a diagonal towards more so the hands and the hair, kind of like what I end up doing with this piece. But I just really wanted to focus on the hands because I feel like the hands say so much about everyone. This is also me checking to see if I could see the moons through it. It actually looks really cool at this point. You'll kind of see it in a moment when it gets darker. I'll do this again just so you all can see it, but it's very subtle even right here where you can kind of see me bringing the flashlight up behind, but I'll do a better version of that later in the video, so don't worry. But getting back to the intention of this piece, being a black woman, it's a lot, just in general, it's just a lot. And not trying to pull from anyone else's experience, but I can really only describe my own. But I really wanted there to be an emphasis on the hair and the hands because when I'm expressing myself, I really feel a deep connection of expression through my hands, whether it's how I'm talking, how I'm dancing. I've mentioned on this channel multiple times that I am also a dancer. And I just really feel like my hands are a great way of reading into who I am. This is just the outline, by the way. And as you saw before, the lights, it was really cute, really cool. Probably could have left it like that, but I wasn't finished. Um, and yeah, and I thought that it was interesting that she was naked. And I feel like even when we're fully exposed, there's certain parts of ourselves that we gravitate towards. And for me, it was a lot of, it's a lot of my hair. My hair has been not only a battle, but it's been a learning experience. My hands have just done so much. I'm only 20 years old, and when I think about everything that I've probably done with my hands, I've had several jobs. I've done very physical work. I used to step, I've done dance, I was a cheerleader, I do art. I just do so much with my hands. And I just really feel like I wanted people to understand and to focus on that, even though it is a naked body, because there is a history of sexualizing black women. And I want it to be a thing of I can be fully in this light, naked, whatever you want to call it, and there's still more to see than just the fact that I'm showing a body. And I think that's something that I want people to really notice and take into account when dealing with anyone because it's not just me and it's not just women that I know. It might not even just be black women. I mean, I can't speak on another experience, but just noticing people for more than what is desirable or serve some sort of like sexual or other purpose that has nothing to do with them as a person. I just really think that's something to look into, and I feel like this piece was a good way for me to express that. So, yeah, that's the piece. That's the finished version. If you want to see it, you can see it on my art Instagram. And see visuals 2108 on Instagram. I put it in the video and I'll put it in the description. Thank you so much for watching. And I just appreciate you. And I hope that you stay blessed and lovely.